Hello, IG. My name is Monfik Ryan Abu, your leadership expert. Good evening, one and all. I'm joining you from West Africa, Nigeria, and it's very late here. I wanted to come in live earlier, but so many other things came up. So welcome one and all this beautiful evening, this Saturday. I hope you are all doing amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Welcome to another episode of Ryan's Reset Essentials, where we help you to upgrade the way you operate. Hello, Steph Red. How are you, sis? I hope you are doing great. Good evening, sis. How is everything going today? Welcome, welcome. I can barely see with my I can't read with my glasses. Maki, Diahi, Official King Baz. Thank you guys for joining this wonderful Saturday evening. My name is Monfik Ryan Abu. I'm your life sync expert, and I'm also your leadership expert. And I wanted to reintroduce myself. It's been a while that I did this live classes called yeah. Good to know you're fantastic, sis. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a while I did one of these live classes, which I call Ryan's Reset Essentials. And why we call it Ryan's Reset Essentials is that we help you to upgrade the way you operate. So if you do not upgrade the way you operate, most of the time you will discover that certain things will go beyond you. Like, this is a laptop that I'm using right now, and I have my phone that I'm using to go live right here. I wish I had the other phone. I would have just used that to indicate. But if I have a software update on my phone, for example, I won't be able to update my laptop with that same software update. I have to update my laptop with the software update. Everything needs to be updated from time to time. So we need to upgrade the way we operate, because life keeps changing. All the roles we have right now, I mean, as a mother to young adults and teenagers, I realize it's a complete evolution. It's constantly changing. The reason I came late here now is I was just tackling some parental issues that I needed to handle, and it doesn't have any rule book. Parenthood does not have any rule book. You just have to keep on going, keep on doing your best, keep on showing up as much as you can. But that's not why we are here. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about leading with audacity today. So let me pin the topic: leading with audacity. So I used to always say I'm a life sync expert, or sometimes I would say I'm a mindset reset coach. But for those of you that don't know me, I describe myself as a daring and a dynamic woman who is on a mission to help everyone that I meet, to help you to ignite your growth mindset, so you can move from a place of adversity into a place of audacity. And in order for you to move from adversity to audacity, you need to be able to lead yourself. So now I call myself a leadership expert because leadership is the longest experience that I have. And in my academy, the Life Sync Academy, which I have up here a little bit, is actually a leadership academy. If you can see, leadership is a small font right there. And that's my online academy that I use to teach people, that I used to have online courses. Right now we have an online course called Skills to Wealth Masterclass that is going to launch on the 18th of this month of July. So I strongly encourage you all to sign up. I will try to pin the topic if any of my team member is here. Otherwise, send me a DM and say Skills to Wealth. So I've been on this journey of leadership for over 30 years because I discovered that for you to move from point A to point B, you need to lead yourself. You cannot wait for another person to show you the path. You cannot rely on other people. People can disappoint you. People can betray you. People may not even know what you need. You will know what you need. So you have to lead yourself towards the path in life that you want to follow. And that's why I like coaching and consulting, because it's the only field whereby no matter how educated you are, no matter how experienced you are in life, there's something in coaching that can still push you, that can still propel you towards where you need to go. So I just needed to reintroduce myself and to tell you about my next project, or my current project, called Leading with Audacity. But right now we have the Skills to Wealth Masterclass that is going to launch. It's something you can just access online. It's not a long masterclass, but it helps you to know how to package, to present, and to promote your skill set so you can turn it to wealth. My background is in banking. I worked there for 15 years, but like 3-4 years down the line, I started doing consulting and coaching on the side. And after working for about 13 years, I resigned fully to focus on consulting and coaching and some other things as well, but mainly consulting and coaching. And that is how I was able to monetize my skills, turn it to wealth. Now, since then, I've been able to train more than 30,000 individuals. I've worked with employees of more than 20 organizations and counting, all because I learned how to turn my skills to wealth. And this is also a self-leadership strategy. If I didn't know myself, if I wasn't self-aware, if I didn't know how to validate myself, if I didn't know how to train my thoughts so that I can only put my mind into things that will move me forward in my life, I will not know how to turn my skills to wealth. That's why Leading with Audacity is so important. So I recently wrote a guidebook journal about leading with audacity, and I'm currently rounding up the work on my fourth book, called Leadership with Audacity Blueprint, a woman's guide to succeed in life and in career, in life and business, so that you can know how to lead, because there's so much gaps in leadership. So I have some things here I want to read from my computer so you guys know why it is so important for us to embrace leadership on a cellular level, not waiting for things to happen in our life before we make the next best move. Always being in the driver's seat of our lives is so important, because nothing is within our control, including our life. It's not within our control. So if we sit down and we are waiting for something outside of us to propel us towards where we want to go, we will wait forever. So leadership is something that is ingrained, that should be ingrained on a cellular level to anything that we do. And the reason I decided to write this book, the Leadership with Audacity Blueprints, that is why I decided to write this book. So let me know in the chat if you think leadership is important. Do you think it's important for us to learn how to lead, whether leading ourselves or leading the people under our authority, maybe in our homes, in our offices, or in our businesses? Or it's not important to lead? Yes or no? Is it important to know how to lead well, or it's not important to know how to lead well? So just tell me yes or no. Is leading with audacity important? So we are not just talking about leadership here. We are talking about how you should lead with audacity. That means you lead with courage, you lead with confidence, and you lead with clarity. And that's why I just released this this guidebook journal called the Leadership with Audacity Blueprint Guidebook Journal. And our book, Leadership with Audacity Blueprint itself, a woman's guide to succeeding in life, business, and career, is ready for pre-order. So you guys should get ready and order the book. So we have the journal up here, but I have one on my desk here that I want to open and share each page with you guys so you understand why we wrote this journal. I just released it this Thursday, and I hosted a group of leaders, a group of female leaders. Everything rises and falls on leadership. It is so important. Thank you, Makidiahi. Thank you so much. Let me know where you're joining me from, Makidiahi. Everything rises and falls on leadership. If leadership is bad, the whole house crumbles, the country crumbles, the nation crumbles. If leadership is good, everybody rises, everybody advances. But we are really talking about also, most of my clients are women. So I'm looking at also helping us to close the gap of gender parity when it comes to female leadership, because the numbers are abysmal. So I wanted to share those numbers with you all and explain to you why this book is so needed and why we wrote this book. Now, my first book that I ever wrote, I co-wrote it when I was living in Canada. I just came back to Nigeria probably 3 years ago, and this is a book, We Are Unbreakable. I'm one of the co-authors of this book, and here is my page of the book, where I share how you can become unbreakable. And it was written in 2020, so my own chapter was what 2020 taught me. And we all know how devastating 2020 was as a year. It was a year of COVID. It was a horrible year. It was a year of NSAS here in Nigeria. It was a horrible, horrible year, very in many ways. My second book I co-wrote in New York, and that one is called Seasons Change. It's one of the reasons I joined late. I was looking for the book on the shelf. I couldn't find it, so I kept it in another enclosed space, so I couldn't really get it here to show you guys. But it just shows the importance of the different seasons in your life and how you need to design your life based on the different season. Also, it has to do with leading yourself. When you look at We Are Unbreakable, what makes you unbreakable? What 2020 taught us made us unbreakable, made us stronger, but it also made some people weaker, because they could not lead themselves. They only looked at all the negative things. But the biggest way I have realized that you can actually lead is through adversity. When you experience adversity, you experience difficulty, it tests your leadership ability, and that enables you to be able to lead. How did leadership find me? I've been leading for the last 30 years, and leadership found me due to tragedy. And it was a devastating day in 1996, March 27th, 1996, and I was only 19 years old, and my mother suddenly passed. And I was told less than 24 hours after she was buried that I am now the mother figure to my siblings. That's how leadership found me. It was a very difficult time in my life. Until then, I thought I was very awkward. I was a very awkward teenager, very shy, very introverted, no confidence whatsoever, a lack of self-esteem. I was bullied in school, so I had a very terrible self-image. But because of that sentence, you are now a mother figure to your siblings, and I needed to own that. That is how my life changed 360. And because of that openness I had to embrace leadership, my life has incrementally become better as a result. There is nothing under the sun that I deem impossible. I see everything as possible. I see everything as like there is nothing I cannot do. There's nothing under the sun, just because I have that attitude of leadership. But not everybody has that. So that's why I like what you said. Leading with audacity is so important. Yes, leading with audacity is so important. So I want to share some statistics with you all, and I want to tell you why. So my third book is Life Sync Blueprint. I'm so proud of this book, and most of the work we do is still ingrained in the concept of syncing your life with your work and not allowing different parts of your life to suffer because you have a goal you want to pursue. The goal of this book is to help you thrive despite all the moving parts and responsibilities you have to achieve in your life, so you can thrive without overwhelm and still achieve the greatest goal and ambition you have. The principles of this book is what I used to raise 6 children through a 13-year toxic, difficult, tasking banking career, and still did not become overwhelmed, and was still able to be there for my husband, be there for my children, and still be this person in front of you all. Still had time to grow a coaching business on the side despite all the moving parts of my life. Life Sync taught me that there's a special way you can manage your time, prioritize, manage your goals, turn your adversity to audacity. Here in this book, we have the adversity alphabet, and that teaches you so much. So this is my third book. I'm the only author of this one, back and front, everything. I wrote it, and this is it, and it's something that will be very beneficial for each of you. Now my fourth book, the guidebook journal, is out. Drum rolls, please. I also have an audio book for the Life Sync Blueprint book, so you can go get it. If you DM us now, we can send you the audio book as well. If you want the actual book too, we can also send that across to you. Then I also did another audio book way in 2017 or 2018. It's called, you see how old it is? It's a CD. Though I have the online version you can access. I have to tell my team to put it in my online school. So it's called Converting Your Challenges into Opportunities. Converting your challenges into opportunities. And this is also a self-leadership ability. To be able to turn your challenges into opportunity, you need to be a self-leader, otherwise you can't. So I mentioned so many ways in life that you can turn your challenges into opportunities. And for those that still have CD player in their car, I don't have a CD player anymore. You can have this. We can also send you the link to download this on our YouTube channel. So this is something, you can get this absolutely free. You don't need to buy this one. All right, so this is the Converting Your Challenges to Opportunity audiobook. So these are some of my work. For those of you that don't know me, Arewa, thank you for joining. For those of you that don't know me, so you know the capacity of the person in front of you and the kind of thing that I've done. So I've been in leadership for more than 30 years. I was a manager in the bank for about 7 years before I now started my own business fully. I am also a board member of other organizations. I'm a UN affiliated board member of the Gender-Based Violence Fund, and attached to the UN Women. And this is a lot of work that I've done in leadership, and I'm still doing in leadership. So I'm on this journey now to groom the next level of female leaders to move forward in their lives, to be able to groom the next level, because some of us have daughters or we have nieces and we want them to lead. We want our niece or our daughter to be the president one day. May not even be the president of Nigeria, may be a global citizen and be a president of another bigger country even. So everything is possible with leadership. So this is my fourth book, and it's in the guidebook form for now. You can pre-order the actual book. It's called The Leadership with Audacity Blueprint, and this is the guidebook journal. So I wanted to share the insights about this guidebook journal. This is my picture at the back of the guidebook journal. So I want to share some insights from this guidebook journal so that you can quickly grab it before the book comes out. Once you pre-order it, it will be released. I cannot announce the release date yet because we are still working on that, but you can pre-order it now and get it within a few weeks. And once we have the specific release date, we'll let you all know. But you have to use it with this guidebook journal. And actually right now you can start using the guidebook as you pre-order the book. Then you now have some clarity about leading with audacity before the book comes out. So I strongly encourage you all to pre-order the book. I think I have a team member there. He will send you all a link to be able to pre-order the Leadership with Audacity guidebook journal. So we also have the Leadership with Audacity online course. That is what we have for corporations that we work with. So if you are here, you are the MD of a company, or you know in your organization there are leadership gaps, which in every organization, I promise you, there are so many leadership gaps. We are here to serve you and to help you to lead better. All right. So why did I decide to write this book? I want to give you some pointers here in my computer. We realize that female leaders struggle with leading large teams due to things that we have, limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is a big thing that affects a lot of women, and it causes imposter syndrome. Most of us always get afraid of being wrong. Most of the women I work with, they know what they want to do, but they just want perfectionism. They want it to be the right time. They overanalyze, so they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to fail. Me, when I want to do something, I just go ahead and do it and hope for the best and pray for the best, and inshallah, by the grace of God, the best will come out of it. And if I fail, then I would have learned what I shouldn't do and the process I shouldn't take. Then I would go back to the drawing board and start again with a fresh and more insightful perspective, right? So that's how I see it, and that's what a leader should do. So most women fear leadership, and they fear being wrong. They have the reluctance to confront their staff. A lot of us women are scared of firing our staff, and we all have this feeling of inadequacy. So that's one of the reasons why there are gaps in female leadership. Another reason I found out, and these are based on statistics and research that we did, that made us to realize that this book is desperately needed. And that is why I'm here to share with you the insights that we got, the data that we got. And if it's happening to you, let me know any of these factors that I'm bringing forward. If it's something that resonates, please let me know in the comments so that I know that I'm talking to the right people. And I would love to hear from you the challenges that you have encountered as a leader, whether you are just a leader at home, as a mother or a father to a teenage child. That's a tough parenting time, or even a young adult child, or even to a toddler can keep you on your feet and keep you exhausted from time to time. Even if it's if that's your example, please let me know what are the biggest challenges you've had. This is also an opportunity for Q&A to ask any questions about how you can lead better with audacity, and I'm here to answer those questions specifically. So please throw in as many questions, ask me anything right here in the chat. I'm here to stay as long as you guys require me to stay, to help you to unpack what it means to lead with audacity. All right, another gap we discovered, my team and I, based on the research we did, is most leadership positions women attain are often accidental or intended to fill a diversity quota, leaving them unprepared for the challenges that come with that role of leadership. For me, the first time I became a manager, I was just invited to welcome everybody that is coming. Let me know if you've had any challenge in your leadership journey. This is a Q&A. I'm also teaching the concept of leading with audacity, but please let me know in the chat any question you have. Throw it in the chat. Also, if you want to join me live and talk about this, feel free to send that. I think there's that invite you send, and I will see it and I would click on it, and you can join me live as well. All right, so the first time I led, that was back in 2009, and I was just employed in a new bank. I had worked in 2 other banks, and I had gone to my 3rd bank. And they just had hired me. I barely stayed 4 months. They transferred me to a new branch, the biggest branch in the region. Less than 2 months, or 1 month even, less than 1 month, my manager was transferred to another branch because there was a fraud case there. So it was emergent. He needed to do immediate damage control, and it was just I was just like picked to be the branch head, unprepared. It wasn't my role. I had just come into the branch. I met other people there that were all men, and I was picked like that to lead. You know, they asked who was the longest in that grade. I was just a senior banking officer. This is a branch with over 400 million naira then in 2009 as its balance sheet. It was a zonal office then in the region where I worked, so it was the largest branch in the region, right? And so many accounts to manage, and I was picked to be the manager of that branch. I wasn't meant to be there. I'm just going to be a placeholder. The plan was I'll be there for a short time. I ended up being there for over a year. And with the help of my team, with intense intention, with me in the most cellular level, the nucleus of my identity as a leader, I brought that forward. I didn't look at it like I was a placeholder. I looked at it like this was my primary assignment. This was what they had planned for me to do in the first place. And I put my head down. I worked sleepless nights, managing my family, my plenty children at the time. I think I just had my youngest child then, who is now 18 years old now. So I'm talking about 17 years ago. And I put my head down, navigated. Sometimes I bring my children in the weekend, 6 of them, two bonus children, 4 ballot. Like I brought everybody to the office during the weekends when I have extra work, and we're able to increase our balance sheet by over 75%. We moved from 400 million to 600 and something million in just a year with a small team, me and my small team of guys. So that is how leadership found me. That's not how leadership found me. Leadership found me through tragedy when my mother passed many years before this. And then I was only 19 years old. But this time now I'm 30 years old, and I became a manager for the very first time with the largest branch, the only female, surrounded by males, and I was able to still make traction. I don't think it's something that every person can easily do. So I think it's leading with audacity takes intention. It takes really it takes the identity of you adopting the identity of a leader. And that is why it's so important for you to get this Leading with Audacity guidebook to help you and support you. If you like to get the book, say yes in the chats. Welcome Temitokbe, Otsunoluwa, Jane Chooks, Nilam Abdullahi, all you amazing people. Thank you so much for being here this Saturday evening to share insights about leading with audacity with me. So this is how I coped with being a placeholder as a leader for the first time. So I was able to hold that position longer than it was intended, and I was later transferred to another branch when my manager came back, right? So another gap that I discovered for women, especially in the arena of leadership, is we need to help the fact of leading with audacity. This concept of leading with audacity will help women to eliminate the adversity that limits women from leadership. And some of these adversities are heavy issues. Things like sexual harassment. Women experience that in the workplace. Many people have confided in me this was something that drove them away from even working in corporate space. A lot of women fear working in corporate, especially in marketing, especially in the bank, because of situations like this, either from customers or even senior colleagues. These are things people don't want to talk about, but these are things that are still happening in a lot of corporate spaces today, and a lot of managements are working actively to eliminate this. So these are things that are adversities that limit women from leadership. Things like also not being allowed to work by spouses. So some women get married and their husbands tell them not to work. My own was quite the opposite. My husband wanted me to work in the bank so bad. He was an ex-banker, and he wanted me to work in the bank like no man's business. In fact, when I was resigning from the bank, I had to give him 3 years to appeal for his support for him to allow me to resign. He loved the career so much, and I was able to use that leadership lens to do it well, that even despite the toxicity, office politics, a lot of frustrations that I had in the system, it would not show in my output. It would not even, I would not carry problem home. I would just navigate through it with wisdom, with insights that you can learn when you are an audacious leader, right? These are the things I'm sharing in this book, by the way. So you need to go get it. You need to get it. You need to get it. So So these are some of the adversities women face, and sometimes another adversity is that some women are compelled to compromise their values at work, certain things they're not comfortable doing, their principles, and that's why they do not lead. And these are some of the things. So if anything I'm saying resonates with you, put the heart, put the fire emoji. Let me know that people are learning this evening, and you're getting some anecdotes, you're getting some gems, you're getting some insights. And like I said before, feel free to ask me any questions you want to ask in the chat. I'm here to answer your questions immediately. Another thing we discovered is that many current female leaders have had negative experiences with female bosses. Thanks for the fire emoji, keep them coming. Many current female leaders have had negative experiences with their female bosses and in their early careers. So this has created an atmosphere of distrust and competition amongst female staff, especially in marketing departments of corporate organizations. So this is something that is so common. It's like an elephant in the room that we don't talk about, that women competing against women, not supporting other women. It always starts from the workforce, and it's usually maybe when you're market facing, customer facing, when there are targets and there's that in-house infighting competition to get promotion, to get the favor of the boss in the office. So a lot of people will now become ganging up against each other. It's so toxic, and that is one of the reasons why there's gaps in female leadership. All right. Another reason is that there are lack of female leadership mentors. Because there's no gender parity right now in leadership. I'm going to share the stats with you guys in a minute. That is we have more male leaders in the world than female leaders. So a female leader would like to have a mentor that is another female. First of all, very few women have a seat at the table. So mentorship definitely is rare. Then some women that should mentor other women that found themselves on the table because it took them so long to get there, because they also have a limiting mindset, and it took them so long to get there. They don't appreciate the value of mentoring other people that want to get there faster than they did. They want you to wait your turn. They want to delay it even when they should be the ones to propel you to get there, so that you can at least be with them at the table. So these are some of the difficulties women are having in leadership. Another thing is we discovered is helping women. The Leadership with Audacity framework will help women to take ownership of the fact that we as women were born to lead. There's so much to prove to you all that if you're a woman out there, you were born to lead. Who are the women in the house? Say I, say I, say I, say I. And say in the chat, I was born to lead. I'm looking at it. I'm going to call you out and appreciate you and sound and clap for you if you say I was born to lead. Say you are born to lead. But a lot of women do not realize this basic important fact. And I'm going to prove it to you in the book, The Leadership with Audacity. So when you see that, or actually, even the fact that you were born, the odds that you were born a woman, how you were born, where you were born, you are already born to lead. Even the role that you will have, like motherhood, like sisterhood, like being a wife, and all the things you will do, all need to be operated successfully from a leadership lens. Say, I was born to lead. Thanks for the fire emoji, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Yeti. Thank you, Lima. Thank you for all the people just joining. So you were born to lead, but you do not realize it. So this book will give you the discernment you need to stop shrinking yourself and start expanding and start shining as much as you can. Then what we also discovered is that most women fear leadership positions because they feel that it will add more responsibilities or burden to their life. Because after all, we are already wives, we are already parents, we are already, partners, we are already having housekeepers, we are cooks, we are cleaners, we are wash women, and so many roles that we play. So we are worried that if we now add this other one onto it, it will be too much. So that is why a lot of women shy away from leadership position, because they feel that they cannot master multiple leadership roles with ease while also meeting the family and business, family and personal obligations. And that's what this book helps you to do. The Lifestyle Blueprint helps you to know how to navigate multiple leadership roles and still thrive without overwhelm. Get this book. All right. So the need for authentic and genuine female leadership has never been more urgent. Because of these things I just said, the need for authentic and genuine female leadership has never been more urgent than now, because despite decades of progress, women remain significantly underrepresented in leadership positions across the globe. All right, so now let me give you the stats. Let me give you these stats. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the chat. I'm here to answer your questions. Mariama, thank you for being here. All right, according to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report in 2025, women represent 41.2% of the global workforce, yet we hold only 28.3% of top managerial and senior leadership roles. We represent 41.2% of the global workforce, but yet we hold only 28% of top managerial and senior management roles. So at this current pace, listen to me, people of God, listen and listen well. This figure blew my mind. At this current pace, the full global leadership parity, like men having the same leadership roles as women. So if there are 50 positions for men, you have 50 positions of women. That's what parity means for those uninitiated on that word. So full global gender parity when it comes to leadership is projected to only happen in the next 123 years. Over a century it will take for the parity between male and female leadership to be achieved. Can you imagine that? Is that not incredible and incredulous? So these statistics are so alarming, and we cannot wait for longer than a century from now for women to have more leadership positions. The time to do something about it is now. We need to stop this negative trend, and leading with audacity is the best way to start. So go get the Leadership with Audacity guidebook. Is right here. It's only 15,000 naira, and you can convert that to USD for those joining us from outside Nigeria, and you can get it. We can send you the PDF version so you can print it for yourself and have it. All right. So in Nigeria, let's look at Nigeria now, where we're speaking from. In Nigeria, the situation is even more alarming. According to the Global State of Women's Leadership in Nigeria report, that is WILAN, in 2025, women held only 4.5% of the seats in the National Assembly and just 8 of 48 federal ministerial positions. Only 4.5% of the seats in the National Assembly is held by women, and only 8 out of 48, only 8 positions out of 48 federal ministerial positions are held by women. So at the beginning of 2026, women occupied under 4% of seats in the National Assembly. Only 4%. So really, it is incredible. It is not good. It's not healthy at all. It's not something that we should allow to fester. It's not something, and it's something we can do something about, really. So obviously we need an urgent change, and it starts with you and I have started. That's why this book was written, and my work as a leadership expert and coach and mentor for women for the last 30 years, is a significant way I plan to effect the change to reverse this terrible trend. I've already started doing the work. So will you answer the call for leadership and stop shying away and start shining instead of shrinking? Then you join us in leading the call to be able to reverse this terrible trend. What do you plan to do? That's the question. So this book will give you the ammunition that you need to get started. And that's why we're starting with the guidebook, because like I tell people, as a leadership expert, I help you to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. A lot of people talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but when it's time to take action, when it's time to do all the things they said they want to do, they come up with so many excuses. It's never the right time. There is always a situation they are waiting for. There's always an outcome they are expecting, or they need a permission of somebody. They need validation from someplace. So you need to start walking the walk, not just talking the talk. So that's why I created this book. Because when you take action, it's only a guidebook journal that will help you to take action. You can read a book day in, day out, front and back, and decide, oh, I finished reading it. You throw it somewhere, put it in your bookshelf, and forget about it. But if you want your life to truly change, you need to be able to activate, take action, because an action taker is a money maker, and an action taker is a change maker. Nothing happens until you take action. In life, you wake up in the morning, you sleep the whole day, nothing will be achieved. But when you wake up in the morning, you have a plan, and you have an action plan, action steps to effect that plan. By evening, you can be able to, tell yourself, counting your fingers and 2 fingers, and even start counting your toes on all the things you were able to achieve that day. But when you do not apply action, it's just talk. And talk cannot move anything. But when you move, when you take action, you can push, you can pull, you can kick, you can shout, you can put pressure, and things will move. The change that you are looking in life starts with you and I. Change cannot come through complaining. Change can only come through conversion of the complaints into action. That is the only way change will come. Let's even look at the stats in the private sector. We've looked at it globally. We've looked at it in Nigeria. And in politics, in Nigerian politics. Let's look at it in the private sector. Even in the private sector, where some progress has been made, women still hold only 31.1% of board seats in Nigeria's largest listed companies. According to McKinsey's Women in the Workplace in 2025, Nigeria findings, women hold only 33% of entry-level roles, representing a weak leadership pipeline. A weak leadership pipeline. So the National Bureau of Statistics reports that women occupy only 6% of top leadership positions in both government and the private sector. Only 6% combined, government and private sector. So leading with audacity is the key. Leading with audacity is the key to reverse this horrible trend. We cannot wait. Do you want to wait for 123 years for there to be gender parity in leadership? My children, your children, our grandchildren will be gone by then. Or they will just like, maybe our great, I don't even know. Like, this is more than a century and a quarter before there will be gender parity. It's alarming. This gap must be closed. So when you read that it will take 123 years to achieve gender parity in leadership, it is easy to feel encouraged, but there's hope. And that's why I wrote this book. It is several generations. You cannot wait for more than a century and several generations. This timeline of 423 years makes the problem feel distant and untouchable. But Here are the things I want you to understand. Those of you here this evening that are joining me, hello. And please send me questions because I'll be rounding up in a few minutes. Send me questions in the chats. Let me answer your questions. Have you ever led before? Tell me in what capacity you have led before. Would you like to have this book? Let me know in the chats now so I can send you a copy, all right? So, but here's what I want you to understand right now, that the 123-year projection is not a fixed destiny. It depends on the perspective you are looking at it. If we decide now to start leading with audacity, it is something that was forecasted based on the current trends and the current rates of progress that women are making. We've been celebrating International Women's Day for years and years and years, and there is still like low progress. Most of the work we do, go to the rural area, give, like most the things we do is like putting a bandage instead of really solving a deep-rooted problem. Because when you educate one woman, you educate a nation. You know, when you teach one woman to lead, she can lead the entire village, the entire township. When you train a man, you train a person. But when you train a woman, you train a nation. And so many women are not trained. So many women don't know how to lead. Those that are even educated and in leadership positions have so many challenges and disadvantages that limits them from leadership, and they are not able to lead themselves to the point whereby they can push forward despite those challenges. So these are some of the issues. All right. So here is the important part. If we do nothing, that number will not stay at, if we do nothing, that number will not stay at 123 years. It will grow further than that. It will become bigger than that. It will stretch. It will even get to 200 years because the world is not standing still. So while we hesitate, other people are moving. While we remain silent, other people are making decisions that affect our daughters and our granddaughters. What if I don't see myself as a leader? What do I do? Yes, so that is the fact. That is something a lot of people, they are born leaders, and leaders can also be created. You know, there are people that naturally, they have a dominant personality, they can lead. They are not shy, they are extroverted. But I wasn't a born leader. I had to be created. I was taught how to lead. I never saw myself as a leader, but adversity compelled me to lead, and I had to lead at all costs. So this situation of not seeing yourself as a leader, you need to be aware that when you were born, you did not know anything. You did not even know your name. If you've ever seen a baby would just cry, a baby would just ask for food and feed and pull and wet herself or himself. A baby cannot pronounce any words. They don't know anything. Then they start learning words. They start listening to their parents. They start learning how to pronounce dada. They start pronouncing mama. They start teaching. They start walking. They start going to school. They are now grown. They start learning. So if you don't see yourself as a leader, but you see yourself in a situation where leadership is needed, that means you need to embrace leadership and learn to lead. Everybody has something in them, in their nucleus of identity, that they can tap into to be able to lead, whether they see themselves as that leader or not. Because a limitation is only exists because you've acknowledged that limitation. So if you now decide, I don't see myself as a leader, but I'm going to try to lead all the same because this situation requires a leader, then you are going to be able to lead. But if you do not, then you will not be able to lead. I want to say welcome to Diane from Canada. Ashazana, I don't know where you're joining from. Let me know where you're joining from, people. Hebo Photo Diva. Hebi Photo Diva. Yeti Lima. Otemi Tokbe Matthew Itunulua. Niman Nalim Abdullah. Fair Efe. So many people here. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Adesua. Thank you so much. Mariana, thank you so much. Let me know where you're joining from, and please ask me any question you have. I'm your leadership expert. I'm here to show you how not just to walk the walk, not to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. All right. Ubeida Sharif, thank you for joining this evening. All right, so let's move on. So while we remain silent, other people are making decisions that affect our daughters and granddaughters. We have to close this 123-year gap. It needs to be closed. So progress is not guaranteed. It requires intentional effort. Every year we fail to prepare the next generation of female leaders is a year we add to that 123-year gap. All right? Every opportunity we miss to mentor a young woman is a delay in the timeline. Every time a woman shrinks from leadership, instead of stepping into it, the clock moves backward. So that's why we need to move forward. Thank you, Hebi Photo Diva from Surulere. Thank you for being here. Please, other people, let me know where you're joining from. I want to clap for AB Photo Diva. Thank you for being here. I'm here in Ikoyi, Lagos, also here in Lagos with you. All right. So, but the reverse is also true. If every woman steps up and leads, if you bring that timeline closer, instead of 123 years, it will shrink. It could shrink to 80 years. It could shrink to 50 years, depending on the big moves and that's why it's only leading with audacity that will help bring us forward. Thank you, AB. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. AB Photo Diva. It's only leading with audacity that would bring us forward. Every mentor who pours into a younger woman accelerates this countdown. Every leader who refuses to be a placeholder, like I did when I was put as a placeholder, I refused to be one and decided to be the true leader in that office, and it turned things around. And instead, built a legacy, shortens that distance. This is not just about you and I. This is about the women who will come after us, our daughters. This is about our nieces, our mentees, our sisters, and the young girls who are watching us right about now. This is about us. Thank you, Habiba. Thank you so much for being here. They are looking to see what is possible. They are looking to see if they can dream big. They are looking to see if someone like them can lead. So the responsibility sits with us. It sits with you and I. The current female leaders who are doing amazing work in their own spaces, big or small, are the only ones who can represent what is possible for the next generation. And even if you don't have a position, you are also a leader. By virtue of you being a woman, you are a leader. Even a stay-at-home mom. Do you know what it is to stay at home? You know, I did in my 13-year banking career, I had 2 years at home. It was the toughest 2 years of my life. Like everything, I used to say motherhood at home is like it's a Pandora's box. You don't know what will pop up. You don't know what this child would need. You don't know what will make them cry. You don't know what will happen. You don't know what a visitor will come, what they need. Everything is current and urgent, and you just keep on going around in circles. So you are already leading at that capacity, making sure there's calm amidst the storm and the chaos. You know, calming a 2-year-old, you know what that is? That is leadership in motion. A 2-year-old that would take you, wrap you around their finger, throw you down. They are running up and down, especially if they are little boys. They are rascals. And you are able to contain that 2-year-old and make sure they are settled and they are taken care of and everything. It takes a lot. Managing the home is a lot of work. Thank you, Abiba. It's the biggest work. That's where leadership starts. So to close that gap, you have to manage that home well. And you have to know that when you now decide to go to work, even if you don't have work experience, you have leadership experience. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from that leadership experience you had at home. My leadership experience is 30 years, but my work experience, my business experience is 20 years. So that means that 10 years was domestic experience from home, from situations, from life, from the day-to-day life things that I had to lead people. Then I now started leading people at work as a manager, leading people as a team leader, mentoring people and all the things. Then now decided to pursue a career as a leadership expert. So that's everything you do counts for something. There is nothing you do. All work works. It may not seem like it's working for you right now, but it's working on you. All work works. May not be working for you right now, but it's working on you, and it's building your leadership abilities and your leadership potential. So if you do not show the younger generation the way, they will have to figure it out on their own, and that takes time we do not have. And that is why I wrote this guidebook for you all to get for yourself, and that's why this work matters. This work matters. So I think that's where I will end the session today. But I want to share some tips from the book, the guidebook journal, so that you know the importance of this journal and how important it is. So the first page you see an instruction from me here. And I say, dear leader, this journal was created to challenge you. So if something doesn't challenge you, it cannot change you. So don't be running from challenges. Challenges are supposed to make you better, not bitter. Challenges are supposed to make you better, not bitter. So if something doesn't challenge you, it cannot change you. So this journal was created to challenge you, to make you think outside the box, to provoke your curiosity, to even bring the shock factor to you. Because when that happens, that's the only time you can truly turn things around. Yeah, being prepared is everything. Yes, thank you so much, Habiba. Yeah, so, and it's also supposed to inspire you and remind you that leadership begins from within you. As you read this journal, it's supposed to help you to reflect and write down everything that it makes you think about. So I encourage you in this journal to be honest, to be intentional, and be open to growth. You need to remember that audacity is not the absence of fear, but it is the courage to lead despite the fear that you have. So I tell you here in the journal that I believe in your potential, and I can't wait to see the leader that you become. So let's begin. So here's my message in the first page. Then in the second page, we are showing you how to use the journal. So a lot of us actually don't even know how to keep journals. Now, journaling saved my life. Journaling has helped me through hard times and happy times as well. Hard times and happy times. When you write down your thoughts on paper, because this journal has empty spaces for you to write down your thoughts and gives you exercises to do, call to actions, and you have so many empty spaces to write down your thoughts. When you write down your thoughts on paper, or even as you're here now, I hope you're writing down some key highlights. So when I said ask questions, maybe you just felt like writing down the key highlights of what I'm saying and you didn't want to ask questions. That's fine. All right, it's your prerogative. But when you write down something down on a piece of paper, there is a 47% chance that you retain it in your memory. And there's also a 43% chance that you activate it, take it, action steps with it. All right. So that's why journaling is important. Spend at least 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day to journal. When you wake up in the morning, you do your prayers, you do your exercise. Yeah, for me, my routine is I wake up, I pray, I read the Quran, I do my exercise. I do my exercise and I do my journaling, then I do my meditation, then I now start getting to work. I start my day usually at 4:15 a.m. or something, do my midnight prayers before I do the early morning prayers, and I just start the day like that. I've been this wide-eyed since 4 a.m. this morning. I've not closed my eyes, but by the time I exercise, it gives me so much more energy, and by the time I journal, I'm able to have more clarity as to what I want to do for the day. So how to use this guidebook journal is that the guidebook is designed to help you learn, to help you reflect and take action to get the most from this journey. You need to read, take your time with each chapter and reflect on the lessons you've shared. Then you need to reflect, you need to read, you need to reflect, then you now write, okay? You reflect, you pause, and you think about each concept as it relates to your own leadership journey. Then you write. That is, you use the journal prompts to capture your thoughts, experiences, and insights. And you should know that there are no right and wrong answers, right? Just be honest with yourself, right? Okay? So another thing, another way, is first to read it, then reflect. The third one is write. Then the fourth one is you need to now take action. Like I said, action takers are change makers. Action takers are money makers. Common sense is not always common practice. I'm here to help you not just to walk the walk, not just talk the talk, because we are tired of talk. We need action. In Nigeria, they come to talk to us, politicians, people in positions. They talk to us. They tell us what they would do. They end up not doing anything. So you need to promise yourself, make a covenant with yourself. I'm going to do this and back it up with action. So take action. Complete the exercises in every chapter of this journal. The exercises and the challenges, because leadership grows through that consistent action, not just knowledge. You can be a PhD holder in leadership. If you've not actually taken a leadership position in an organization, in your small little corner of the world, in your office, to the people you love, take charge, take ownership. Don't be dodging responsibility. If you've not done any of that, you can have 10 PhDs. It doesn't mean anything. Action is what distinguishes you from where you are now to where you are destined to be. So the person that achieves the goal, the person that gets to the finish line, it's not because they are the best, it's not because they are the most educated, it's because they are the people that took the action steps with audacity, right? Without fear, or do it even being afraid. Take those bold moves even with the fear at the back of your mind. Then you need to track your growth. So you revisit your notes and your reflections regularly. You celebrate your progress, and you identify areas where you can continue to grow. And above all, I want you to enjoy the process. Every page is an opportunity to become a more confident, authentic, and audacious leader. Yes. Yes, I think I've stayed up to more than 30 minutes or more. I don't even know, but I would know when I end this live. So did you find this interesting? Would you like me to come on again tomorrow, next tomorrow? Let's finish this guidebook journal together, page by page. I'm ready to go through it all with you guys. See? There's so much to cover here. You look at the different chapters are here. Then you see all the statistics I was sharing, a snapshot of the statistics. There's so much to cover here, right? So much to cover. Letter to your future self, the leadership mindset, the 6 leadership identity tool sets, and so much. The identity skills, and a lot of things here for us to go through. So let me know if you would like me to still, and are you ready to get this? Let me know. Are you ready to get this? It's just 15K. Are you ready to get it? And are you ready to pre-order the actual book that accompanies this? It's 35K. Are you ready to pre-order it? Yay, thank you. Turn on your notification. Are you ready to pre-order this? Let me know. Okay? Say yes in the chat. Let me see the emojis. If what I said today added value to somebody, say yes. Say it added value to me. Say something. Let me hear, even if it's one person. Say it added value to me. It added value to me. Let me see one person, then I end the live. Then if you have any question, I can still stay for 1 minute to take your question. Anybody there? Thank you guys. Thank you, Habiba. You turn on your notifications. That's amazing. I can't wait to see you again. And feel free to DM me. Question, yes. Thank you for this question. How were you able to pivot this leadership expert role? By the way, thanks for the work and insights. Yes, so much value. Yay! Thank you. Yes, how were you able to pivot to this leadership expert role? By the way, thanks for the work and insights. Yes, so I didn't just pivot to a leadership expert role. I've always been a leadership expert. But you know, when you are thought as a coach, because for us that are certified coaches, one of the things they told me, I got certified in Canada, and they will tell you, okay, you need to specialize in something. What is the most common experience you have? How much people have you helped with this experience? So I realized that I've helped since I ever started coaching back in 2006, that is 20 years now. I started with the frame of leadership, and that frame of leadership has guided me through. So just that I was really looking towards leadership starting from your mindset. So when you ask me what kind of coach I am, I would say I'm a mindset reset coach. So when I got certified in Canada back in 2019 or thereabouts, 2019 or 2018, my coach then told me that leadership is the most significant expertise that I have. So I shouldn't be leading with mindset, I should lead with leadership. But I still was so ingrained with the mindset part, so I said leadership and mindset reset coach. So I've been on this social media streets, at least for Instagram, since 2016. So you see my signature, I'll say leadership and mindset reset coach, or I'll just say mindset reset coach, because everything starts from the mindset. And I have a tagline which I just changed less than 24 hours ago, and that was, the right mindset is the reset you need for success. So I tell people, when you change your mindset, you can change your life. But really, to change your mindset, you need to be a self-leader. So now with the Leadership with Audacity book, I now embraced again what my coach had taught me in 2018, 2019 to lead first with my most significant experience for 30 years, which is leadership expert. So that's what I'm leading with at the moment. And I also call myself a life sync expert, because for you to lead, you need to sync every aspect of your life, and you need to be a leader in every aspect of your life. And being the author of this book, the Life Sync Blueprint book, to help you thrive through adversity and still win without being overwhelmed, and still succeed in your goals and aspirations. That is something material that will help every person. So that's life syncing, and that is a concept I came up with and wrote a book about it, and it's worth reading as well. It's my third book, and this is the guidebook journal to my fourth book. So technically this is like my fifth book is coming, because this is a book on its own. So there's a fourth book, right? So I would like you to pre-order the books. I hope I've answered your question, Maki DIE. Thank you so much. Janet Chooks, thank you for following me. And those of you here that joined, kindly follow this page. We bring a lot of value. Let me as I sign off, my name is Monfik Ryan Abu. I am a leadership expert. I help you to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And I'm the author of the new book you need to pre-order, called The Leadership with Audacity Blueprints. So I can't wait to see you in the next live. I really enjoyed having all of you here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maki Diahi. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, people. God bless you all. Sleep well. Go sleep now so you can get your 6 to 7, 8 hours sleep, please. So you start the day early and vibrant, and set and be able to achieve all the goals you have for yourself. Stay inspired always. Remember to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Bye for now. Thank you, everyone.